This is Greg Troutline with Maritime Reporter TV, and we're very pleased to be in New Orleans at the Workboat Show with Heather Combs, the CEO of Ripple Operations, to talk about this innovative company and its recent moves in the mariner, in the training and education space. So, Heather, again, a pleasure to see you. I know we just met earlier this year in Hamburg. To start us off, why don't you give us a little oversight of Ripple Operations and how you're positioned in the maritime market today?
Absolutely. So Ripple is 4 companies coming together. We are a software platform that's being built from the well-known brands of Marine CFO, Marine Learning Systems, Adonis HR, and Ship Admin. And our goal is to create an end-to-end software solution that serves the human on board. So we empower crew success, everything from recruitment to retirement, by making the operational efficiencies and the software solutions you need in your HR department to be able to do rotation planning, scheduling, payroll, learning and development, certification management, well-being of your mariner, to make sure that we help address the challenges in the industry right now.
There are a lot of unique challenges. So when you look at the 4 companies that are coming together and the breadth of product and service that you offer, how is Ripple Operations unique? How are you differentiated from other solutions in the marketplace?
There's certainly the one we just talked about, that it's maritime specific. That's all we do is focus on the space and on the challenges. So we're not a generalist trying to shoehorn in. We're a specialist from the beginning. But secondly, we think of ourselves as a partner, not as a software provider, that we're here to help companies find the place they're in, and then grow and change with them as they have new needs to tackle in their digital transformation. So rather than a huge enterprise solution that's heavy and difficult to implement, we'll start right where you are, grow with you over time, and really flex to your customization needs. So kind of a nimble player in the space. And then I think the other one is that we focus on the humans. So many of the providers in this space are what I might think of as ERP systems or solutions that also include the vessel. We're going to let other specialists take care of the vessel, and we're going to really put our time and attention on the mariners, those seafarers, to really change the industry from the people first position.
So can we dig a little bit deeper, I guess, how does Ripple Operations specifically help your clients address those challenges?
Well, it's a pretty wide breadth of modules, especially bringing in 4 companies. What I would say, though, is that we're focusing on how to meet each one of those challenges where they are. So if it's payroll because you have international operations, or if it's scheduling and rotation and time and attendance and vacation planning because you have large, complex crews, we'll meet you there. And then certainly in our learning, training, and development space is where some of our most interesting, innovative opportunities are. We have a product called Skill Grader, for example, that's a hands-on methodology for mobily being able to track and assess performance in real time against real skills. So you can imagine your firefighters on board that are going through their skills assessment, and you've got a tablet that you're able to rate them in real time and then utilize that data later, rather than maybe the old school method of a worksheet, pen and paper, someone's supposed to translate that to an Excel spreadsheet and never look at it again.
So, you talked about the Skill Grader. Can you talk about some of the other innovations from Ripple Operations and how they are geared to impact your clients?
Well, one of those that I hear a great deal from our clients is that the market and the industry until now has been so fragmented that they might have the crew data in a system for payroll. They might have that same crew data in a system for their training and compliance. They might have that same crew data somewhere else for clock in and clock out. And those systems don't talk to each other. So you're not able to pull through, who do I have on board right now? What certifications do they have? And maybe are coming up for expiration, renewal, especially in the medical compliance space, and then help you know the crew you have, the needs you have, and all the way through to how you're going to pay them when they get off. So we're really putting together that the need base across the multi-department, multi-need. So you might have head of HR, head of L&D, your CIO, and your accountant and payroll, all talking to different systems without the data and insights that would come across interconnected systems. So we're working on that pain point. First of all, one set of crew data that goes to every need that you have so that you can take those insights and make them actionable. We call some of that shipmate companion, so that there are places where you can think about your crew on board in real time and make your adjustments accordingly.
You know, I know you're not even a year into the operation. You're taking 4 brands, you're bringing it together into a cohesive unit. But when you look forward, when you look to the future, how do you see the growth and evolution of Ripple Operations?
Well, I'm here because I'm very excited about it. I think we're just at the beginning of the digital transformation in this industry. So to your point about it being conservative, being a little bit of a laggard in the digital adoption, I think we are just starting to scratch the surface of what's possible to change the industry and to meet the new mariners who are coming on board, who are raised digitally native, who have expectations of that type of technology and their availability. You know, they've got that phone in their hand. And so what can we really take online? How much more can we do to make the industry efficient, attractive? So I think we're just at the beginning. I think we'll continue to add products. We've just announced a new chief product officer who's coming on board to really help us think about the roadmap going forward. And I think we may also add some companies to the family and build Ripple from a sense of bringing together those best niche players in class so that really we can be a one-stop shop.
You can share those targets with me. Come on, we're just talking to our audience.
You know, don't get me in trouble with those investors.
Not at all.
But I hope we have good news to share in the years to come.